Liz told me today that those are lyrics of a song. I didn't know. So that make me realize how cultivated you are, actually, or cultured.
They are, man. That's a pretty famous song. How come you haven't heard about it?
Probably because it's sung by a woman, so I don't really listen. No, just kidding.
This is the list of topics that we're gonna be covering today. Can you see my screen or no?
I can, yeah.
You can see it? Okay. One of them is, are French folks cheap? Because I have memberships and I don't see you listed as a member in my YouTube channel. Why? What's the excuse? Let me hear it. You're living in Macau. Like, are you a refugee or something? Living the John McAfee life? Read this. I cannot say it. So this is the way that I imagined you. Have you seen the history of John McAfee?
I did, yeah, of course. Yeah.
If you're listening to this as a podcast, remember that it was originally recorded as a video. If you're not following along, you can go to my YouTube channel. My username is linkarzu. And if you want to support me to keep this podcast going, you can donate in Ko-fi. I'm going to leave a link in the description. All right, so let's get started with this chapter then.
Can you see that?
I can.
Yep. Okay, so chat works. We're late again. It was not my fault this time. It was G. He didn't set up his stuff right, so.
I was using Apple stuff. That's the big problem of the day, of the century.
Imagine if it would be using Linux. How would it be?
You know, I meet with a friend every 2 weeks for coffee, and then he almost got me to install the DHH distribution, like I don't really know, Omarchy. How do you call it?
Omarchy? I don't know how it's said. Yep.
Yeah. Because I have an old MacBook Pro, like Intel, and I almost installed it, but I haven't. But I haven't.
Why?
No. Have you tried? Why? I think because I have like some other stuff that were like more important. Like I don't know if you see behind, I have like a drum kit.
I see your underwear in the background there. Like,
I think those are pants. That would be kind of big underwear. Like pants.
So what?
But yeah, I have a drum kit on the I'm kind of like learning drums.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm gonna hit the snare rather than installing that thing. Yeah, and, I got busy with the apps, so maybe I'm afraid also to like it and then like to drop macOS completely. So
you think so?
Just kidding. I'm kidding. No. I still have a big list of stuff for KINDAvIM, and after was it like maybe a month ago, the DevTools box?
The video.
Shit, I'm probably pronouncing like DevOps tool. I forgot.
DevOps Toolbox.
After that,
yep.
DevOps Toolbox. Yeah. Oh man. So after he released the stuff, there's been a huge wave of subscriptions. So I can't really give up anymore. There's been I used to have like about like almost 200 people, and now it's like 335, I think.
Yeah.
So this is like a big jump in a few days. So I was like, wow, okay.
And how has that been? How did that happen, by the way?
So he reached out maybe like 2 or 3 weeks before releasing the video, and he mentioned that there is another YouTube channel. I forgot and I mixed that channel with another one because I don't really follow, unfortunately. And then he told me there's another person who was looking for Vim for macOS, and he had tried several options, and then he recommended to Omen KINDAvIM, and then he sent me an email to say like he loved it, and then like he's like super useful, like super nice, and he wants to do a video about it. So then he asked if like I had like some message or if I could like offer something to his subscribers, and I was like, no.
Very cheap. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But like it would, to be honest, it would be kind of like complicated to do. Yeah. So like I just told him like we exchanged several emails, and maybe like some issues that or some question he had that he mentioned in the video, I think. Like some issues he had in Slack or something, but because he didn't put the Slack in the key mapping family. And yeah, I was telling him like the kind of thing that I don't know if you can call this an advantage, but like I'm very reachable. So that's kind of what I told him. Like all the people who like your stuff that they can talk to me directly, and then I'll be answering like quite in a timely fashion, and I'm always available if somebody like posts an issue on GitHub or something. At least even if I don't have an answer, I need to like think and digest. I'd let people know like, hey, I hear, I'll take care of that soon. So and then he released. I kind of forgot about it, and then because I saw like I didn't know him, and then one day I woke up and I see like my email is a pile of subscriptions, and I'm like, what? And then so I knew, because I think I have about, let's say, for the past maybe 3 years. No, when did I release? Like 2022. So there's about, maybe it was slower at the beginning, but currently there's maybe about like 5 new subscriptions per week. So it's quite common that I see like, I wake up and there's like, maybe there's like 2 new ones and the 1 cancellation and stuff like this. But it was like 20 in one night. So probably even more, because it was like 100 over like 3 or 4 days. So I was like, okay, something happened. And then I remembered the video, and then I checked, and then it was released, and that was quite funny. So yeah, it was. But it's. And when the person I meet at coffee, so of course we talked about this, and then it's quite funny because, and like friends that I have here in Macau, and that so they know what I've been doing for the last 10 years, like doing my own things and stuff. They're like very happy for me, but for me, I kind of took this more, like, how to say, like I was telling you, the 5 subscriptions I get per week kind of organically. Usually they stay, but I feel like when it's something like this, like, so there's a YouTube video, people hear about it, that they're like curious and they buy, like you don't really know if this is going to sustain.
Okay.
It's possible. Yep. It could be possible that half of them or more than 80% of them cancel like the next month. So that's very cool, like from for sure, to get like someone who likes what you do and make, like, I don't know if you saw the video, is like quite high quality.
Oh yeah, the edits and all that stuff. Yeah,
yeah, it's like, and it's really like very humorous. Like, it's really fun. So that was like really, really nice for sure. That part that part makes me very happy. Like content, let's say, it's always good, like, for sure, when this is way more important, even like the emails I receive, right? Like somebody who tells me like, man, this is like makes my use of macOS like so fun. Like, I love the thing. That's kind of worth way more than money. Is just like so that you can spend your time.
So you'd
working
rather
on what is fun.
Get your ego fed than getting money, right?
Well, yeah, but the reason is because the money issues are like more or less solved already. You have to start with you have to start with the money, right? So And again, like I'm sure I mentioned like last time, but I'm not. It's not like I'm 20 anymore. So when you're 20, sure, you have to take care. Like you may take jobs that you don't want to do, that you wouldn't do if you didn't have to, and all those things. But I'm at an age, so I like turned 44. I'm at an age that I'm kind of always been like this. Like I want to spend the least amount of time and energy doing things that I wouldn't do if I didn't have to. So, but still, especially if kind of the life I had, like traveling and ending up in like places that I had to work to even get the to be allowed to have the residency. So I only started to be able to do like, okay, now it's 100% my time, like 10 years ago. So like around 35. So it's, but after that, yeah, once you get like that money thing, and I'm not a big spender either. I mean, like I have like motorbike to go around. I have like good tools. What I use like daily. I like sponsorship. Like I sponsor like some developers and stuff.
Oh,
but
okay,
the
okay,
rest
okay.
is
We have to touch on that because I have a point here. This is the list of topics that we're gonna be covering today. Can you see my screen or no?
I can, yeah.
You can see it. Okay. One of them is are French folks cheap? Because I have memberships and I don't see you listed as a member in my YouTube channel. Why? What's the excuse? Let me hear it.
We haven't talked about this. When you send me, there's a couple of he's cornering me. He's cornering me live. No, there. Like you send me the link. There's how much is your subscription? Like 10 you?
No, it's like
US?
$3, $4, I think.
$3. There was something like that. Okay, even before you mentioned this, right? Like I sent one time kind of money after we did.
Oh yeah, I saw
thing
that.
which you didn't like. It was just like, wow, I'm happy to. For me, like you asking me to come on like your YouTube channel was, and I'm grateful for it. So it's just like a fun way to say like thank you, which I'm gonna do again now, but today. But when you send me the subscription thing, it doesn't show up in my
in your
on
country,
my pay,
in Macau.
right? Exactly. And I wasn't even aware that was a thing. Can you believe this? Because Macau is I don't know, the market is too small. So like for ages, we didn't have Netflix, we didn't have PayPal, we didn't have Amazon, we didn't have all those stuff. Because even if it's a place that has money, I guess the market is just a city. It's a small city. So and like you send me the link and I click on the link and it just go on your YouTube channel. So like, what?
Yeah, it
So
could be.
So I kind of
Could be a country-related thing.
I kind of have to use a VPN
to
see the thing, and it says, fuck this.
But
I'd rather send you one-time money from time to time.
No, but
every time I'm on your show.
But you didn't answer the question. Are French cheap?
Oh, let me ask Liz. Are French? So the question is: are French people, folks, cheap? What do you think? Yeah. She said, no, French people are the opposite. You want to talk in the mic? You want it now? Okay.
I think she said, I heard yes in the background, so.
You say you heard yes in the background.
Okay.
We can't convince this guy. Chris, I think in Guatemala, I don't know what's happening with the French community there. But so
okay.
Did you know they have YouTube has some like subscription kind of thing, but in Macau, yeah. So in Macau, you can't. So this is something also like in Macau, watching YouTube, we don't have ads.
Oh, really?
So yeah, because we don't have this monetizing kind of thing. So I think it's when I go to China and I use a VPN, I'm like, what the? And I use it goes through Singapore, and I see like some like 3 ads before. Like, what the hell is this? And I've never been aware because like we don't. So we don't have ads, but we don't have like a because he's doing the French thing now. He's complaining that I'm not
They're cheap.
subscribing to his.
Yeah. And that's the excuse. But
See?
he has access to a VPN. Still, he decides not to do it. Okay, now here's the list of topics that we're gonna cover today.
All right.
I don't know if you can read them or not. Maybe they're too small.
I can. It's very clear.
Okay. Now, this was brought to me by someone, you know. But yeah, here's all of them. The security concerns behind KINDAvim. These are questions that I have. But if there's topics that you want to touch on, just let me know and we can discuss those as well. Okay. But I have them listed here so people can see what's this all about. Okay. Now, well, if there's someone watching that doesn't know what Wooshy is, we already did a video the last time. And where is it? KINDAvim. This one.
Oh, nice.
This is the full interview 2 months ago already. Yeah, it's 2 hours. So if there's someone watching it, doesn't know what we're talking about or who G is, go and check that out. We talk about a lot of stuff there, the band, life, and everything. Okay. Now, there's an issue that I have that I wanted to show you. And it happens with the letter K. I'm not sure what's happening, but let me show you something. Hold on. Notice that I had to type KINDAvim with an uppercase K because I cannot
Why do you keep doing this?
I cannot type the letter K lowercase. Look, I'm typing K. You see the K down there, right? But I cannot type, so I have to do with an. It's
But this is not related to KINDAvim, is it?
I'm not sure. It could be kanata.
I think is you refuse to use karabiner-elements, so that's your problem.
I used karabiner in the past, but now I'm using kanata. But the problem is, the thing is that I use KJ to go out to normal mode. Okay, so in KINDAvim, and I think KJ. So I'm not sure if it's related to that. We can talk about it later, but it's something that I noticed. If it doesn't happen to you, right?
I'm gonna try now, but I'm and like replacing by, and this is only in Finder.
In Finder, or in this forklift app, or in the Finder pop-ups. When you're trying to save a file, in those pop-ups, I cannot type letter K for the file name. I don't know why. That's not something we need to take a look at right now. That's not the purpose of this call. Okay. Now, just wanted to mention it to you. I don't know what. Now, this is something else that I wanted to touch on. What do you think about the thumbnail? It's a masterpiece.
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
I'm thinking, and I saw the thing the how do you call this, the YouTube shorts that you did when you were in the park. It's just hilarious, man. So I love it, and then you wrote KINDAvim correctly, which I want to applaud you for this finally. But it's very fun. And I didn't know. So Liz told me today that this is those are lyrics of a song. I didn't know. So that make me realize how cultivated you are, actually, or cultured.
They are man, that's a pretty famous song. How come you haven't heard about it?
Probably because it's sung by a woman, so I don't really listen. No, just kidding.
Oh man, yeah. And what happened?
Just kidding. I don't know. Bonnie Tyler, I saw. I'm not sure.
What happened to the tears? They look like something weird there. What happened there, man?
Dude,
that looks strange.
I don't really want to talk about this. Yeah.
Okay.
How did you do this?
Huh?
Yeah. Some AI?
Yeah, AI stuff.
Yeah, good. I hope you didn't spend like some time on Photoshop to do this.
No,
AI is fine. That's good.
I don't know how to use Photoshop, But yep. So someone reached out directly in Discord and sent me a Reddit post, right? I was not aware of this when we had our last call. And that person was like, but are you okay using KINDAvim, like the security concerns? And there's a Reddit post going on. Let me show that to you. You
Oh yeah. Oh,
probably
I
know.
haven't seen that.
Oh, you
No, I
definitely
saw
have.
the. Oh, that's
It's old,
okay.
4 years
That's
ago.
me. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's me. I'm the Tao. Yeah.
Okay.
So this post is from me.
Okay, you created it. Why did they delete
Yeah.
it?
This was I don't know.
Maybe it's too old.
So I posted, so because that was when I was oh yeah, or maybe do you want to say more before I?
Yep. I just wanted to, let people know that this is what's starting the conversation, right? There's a lot of comments in that post, and let me just quickly go through it because there's
Sure.
concerns or questions that people have about that post. Okay, so this person asked me, "Would you use KINDAvim confidently?" And yeah, I just wanted to discuss that. There's a few topics here that I want to touch that I have added in my list of topics that we're gonna discuss today, like open source and other stuff as well, security concerns. There's a lot of stuff here. If I'm going to leave it in the video description so people can go and read the questions and all that, but we're gonna touch on that right now during the call. Okay, so the first thing is, you're living in Macau. Like, are you a refugee or something living the John McAfee life? Read this. I cannot say it. So, can we trust
femboys?
Can we trust this guy? Our data, like, is
interesting. No, but that's did somebody really that could? I mean, because people don't know Macau, and it's like if you read about it, it's like the Las Vegas of Asia, gambling, prostitution, and stuff. So they could worry. Yeah, that's true.
This is the way that I imagined you. Have you seen the history of John McAfee?
I did, yeah, of course. Yeah. This guy, no fucking way. I don't how the hell this guy still look good at his age with all the cocaine and like he's half a pint of whiskey at like 8 a.m. I don't know how did this guy look like this.
You look like him.
Yeah.
So is that the life that you're living? Is that why you went to Macau? What's happening? Is KINDAvim secure? That's the question that I have and that everyone has. Can we trust our data? Because it's a tool that captures each one of the keystrokes that you enter, right? So that's one of the questions that people have. Is there anything you want to share about that?
Yeah, maybe you can share first can you go on the website? Can we see your screen or something?
Yeah. Or let's do it on yours. Let's do it on yours. It's easier. So just let me know when you're there and I'll switch to your screen.
Yes, you can now.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah?
Yep.
So there's I think yeah, so let me tell you.
You can click hi there, that little button.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So there's I like to keep things because what I'm interested in is having fun building my stuff that is useful to me, and if it's useful to other people, perfect. And I don't like this, so it's one of the point that I saw in your list also, like the kind of, some people feel the app is not professional because of the way it's written, or like the kind of trial fun stuff. It's fun for me. It's not fun for some people. And the site is like very simple. I don't want to have like some kind of business or blah 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 blah. But to be able to, so like, again, because I'm in Macau, the only payment provider that works in Macau is Paddle, right? Stripe doesn't care about macOS. So I had to go through Paddle, and Paddle to accept you as a customer, you have to have on your site, like you see, a license agreement and a privacy policy. And I don't think it's mandatory to have a refund policy, but I added it when I can tell you more about that later. But it used to be that you could only subscribe per month, because for me, I like the fact of like people can, it's very clear. It costs a coffee. If you think that the app is useful, you think yourself, is it worth one coffee per month to have, like to make my life better? If it's worth, great. If you find a better app later, or you switch to Omarchy or whatever, you can just cancel it and end of the story. But a lot of people ask, which I was surprised, they were asking for like a yearly subscription. And the reason that most of them gave me is for like accounting reason. So they subscribe yearly and they send the thing to their accountant, and it's over for the year rather than these things monthly. So I started, when I added the yearly one, I added a refund policy, because I was expecting that, like people don't ask it's very rare that they ask refund for a month, but for a year, they could use the app for like 6 months and then ask for a refund policy. So that's why there is this. But for the license and the privacy policy, it is mandatory for Paddle. And if you check the privacy policy, so of course those are my words, so you believe it or not. But basically, even on the site, like nothing is tracked. Like I really don't care about the data. So the only thing that KV does, which is explained. So you have the short version, right? We don't track anything. Blah, 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 blah. That's for this. Oh wait, sorry, that's for the site. So that's for the license.
But basically, bottom line, we have to trust you, right?
Yeah. But there's a bit more that I want to say about this. No, so it should be the privacy policy. That basically the KINDAvIM is gonna go online to check two things: to check if there's an update for the app, and to check for the subscription with Paddle. So that's all it does. Then after, there's like a lot of tools that are paid or not paid that you can, like a little Snitch, if you want to pay it, is like a great.
Oh yeah, I have used that one.
Yep. So it's very well done app, but you have like also other free tools that can check all what
activity that the app has,
connect to, and exactly. So you could check through this, and the rest, it's going to be my word. But like some people mentioned in that story fair, they said like, but what about if your app, let's say, it gets hacked, or like you have a bug in your engine or whatever, and then like somebody is able to steal the keystrokes. Well,
I'm gonna switch to our screen so you can see both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that could be. The event tab is like quite the macOS event tab is quite straightforward, right? And then you receive the key, and then you decide if you discard it or you do something with it, and then you tell macOS, okay, don't take care of that key. So it's quite straightforward. Like if somebody is able to hack and like, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, now
like like
one
I call
one of the things that I saw in Reddit there was, have you thought about hiring a software auditing company that, I don't know, does the audit of the app, and you can make that public or something, whatever? Have you thought about any of that? Because the problem that people have is that since it's not open source, we're going to touch on that in a little while, right? Since they cannot inspect the code, right?
Sure.
They don't know if it's safe, and they don't know if there's something happening in the background. But there's, I think, security auditing companies that could audit it, make that public, and everyone's calmer or more confidence. Have you ever thought about that?
No. What I did when like people came up with the that thing is I thought like, okay, do I release the event tab part open source so that people can see what's happening? But the problem is that people would still want, it's okay, maybe further down the line, like you doing something in your closed source part.
Yep.
So even the event tab, it wasn't enough to. So you can see in the Reddit post that you showed, there's a couple of places where I wrote like on the way to open source.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
yeah, because I it's going to be like a kind of a not big story, but maybe bigger than like I released like KINDAvIM open source for like a couple of months.
Okay.
In answer to that thing.
Mhm.
But I didn't do it in a way that was like I did it in a not a selfish way, but it was still like I was gaining from the thing. So in the sense that I released everything except the licensing part. So the licensing part would still be closed source.
Okay.
So you couldn't see my paddle ID and my paddle password. That part was I wouldn't share this.
Hmm.
But you have access to all the other source. And basically what I had in the README was like, okay, I do not do any open source support. So or you and KINDAvIM is like split because every pod, I like to separate things in like their own small packages being tested and all those things, because I want to make sure that every release I do is not going to break something from before. So like all parts are like separated and stuff. So even at that time, I think KINDAvIM was split into like 10 packages.
Mhm.
And then it was still, I forgot if, because when I started posting on Reddit, it was still like the alpha. So you didn't have, no, at that time there was already the license, yeah, for sure. So, but what happened is, so it was split in 10 packages, and I would release one update per week. So that means that, or you were paying for the license and you never had to worry about anything,
Mhm.
or you would like clone the code and you had to compile it yourself, which wouldn't compile because the license part was missing. So you had to comment some part of the code that was related to the license. And then if you were doing this yourself, then a few days later, you have a new release with a new code that you would have. So it would actually be more work for, like, if you really wanted to save $3 a month, that clearly you would not be my customer. Like you would be spending a few hours every week or like a headache to try to make that thing work. So it was open source so that people would, those who complain like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing, and like Vim is free and open source, you already doing this is like very bad, like is I forgot like what term they use or something. So I was like, okay, then this is open source, you can see the whole thing, but also it's going to be painful for you to compile the thing yourself and use it for free so you can use the license. And then I would release every week. Now it's maybe the average is maybe, I don't know, once a month, because things are like more stable, and also some of the things take more time. But at that time it was like once a week, which was painful, painful for people to catch up with. So it was I was still trying to get the best of both worlds, basically.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that from all the people who complain about the thing not being open source and that they couldn't see like what was happening, I never heard about them. Like I think they just move on to a next project to complain about, basically. Like
Yeah.
I never heard the guys telling me like, oh yeah, actually nothing happens, or I'm not even sure they could read the source, basically. I don't know. Or maybe they
Yeah.
feel good, like they could, some other companies could look at the source and tell them it's I don't really don't.
You don't understand. Yep, I don't understand that type of comments either. I don't get it. It's like if I see that a product that I want to use is not open source, I will not go in the repo and ask them like, why is this not okay? If it does not click with me, I just move on. And it's like, I don't like that crap. That's what I would say. I would move on, but I wouldn't go and demand for the code. Why?
Yeah, so on this, I think I'm not really smart because I tend to be very maybe too understanding. Like I think people have the right to ask, and I have the right to refuse or to ignore. But
Mhm.
and people who know me in real, they know also like I'm like very reliable, and I would still tell even if it's a no, or let's say even if I would ignore people, I would tell them that I'm going to ignore them. So I don't, it's like some kind of quirk that I feel it's the basic respect is at least people know where to stand. So you let them know. So when I get, yeah, and I don't know if you see like, so recently when a lot of new subscribers came, also a lot of questions came, and those things. So like the on YouTube there were like comments about this, the subscription thing, and there's been GitHub issues about the security thing, about the subscription thing, and I try to balance between. I have to find a comfortable balance between answering people but gaining something from this, which is for me, I find it very useful to explain again from time to time because it like clarifies my thoughts, and then sometimes I would even like it would make me aware of oh, I had that belief before, so that's why I did that, but now something changed, so maybe I can. So I always find this useful. So again, I'm trying to gain something from this, right? People write this, and I'm going to spend an afternoon thinking about this, having my coffee, and then writing a big answer. And that answer, it comes from me thinking and clarifying and maybe confirming my own values and beliefs, or like changing. And then I write something, and then the whole thing is good. I answered people, and I clarify myself, and I thought about it, and it's perfect. Then after is like when they start pushing again, that then I'm okay to ignore. But the first time I kind of have these
Politeness to answer, right?
this, I don't know, it's like kind of a need to, because again, I think like people, even if they, yeah, even if it's even like people who make a comment like I would never buy your app, I think they have the right to.
Yeah.
It's, it's okay, like
Now,
especially is, I want to say maybe it doesn't make sense, but it's online. It's not like you're outside reading a book and somebody comes to bother you while I can read the thing when I want. So I think it's kind of okay. Yeah.
and did you release the code, the open source stuff? Did you release it as open source due to pressure on that Reddit post, or what happened there? Did you feel bad? How did that Reddit post make you feel?
No, so like I was saying, it wasn't that I felt bad. It's like I was still trying to find a way. So, but let me think. I think.
Did you ever wonder,
there were some.
maybe they're right and I'm wrong, and this should be open source?
On that thing of like Vim is open source, so like you making money out of like all those stuff is like complete bullshit. Like, that makes zero sense. When I, so like I said a bit before, when people mention like, oh, we don't know what's or like this thing, we don't know what you're doing and we have to believe your words. So, okay, you can use tools to check, right? They say, yeah, but what about if somebody using assembly, I don't, like a deassembler, or I don't even know how you call it, and like they can do, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know, maybe. So maybe they do have some point, like, or even if I'm like not malicious and anything, but yeah, again, somebody's hacking. So it's not like I would think like, okay, that's fair. Which is, so like when you were asking me if to make it open source, it wasn't like due to pressure. And again, I wouldn't release it open source if I didn't have this kind of leverage of it's going to be open source, but for you to compile it, it's going to be a pain. And we can talk about this later, but that's why I closed it again, because people were abusing. Even the first line of the README was, I do not do open source support. Like if you don't know how to compile it, get a license. And I'll get flooded by messages of people. And I'll tell you more later. But so that's why I went back to closed source. But one thing that bothered me with the Reddit post, and like you showed one, but there were several, because I was it was when I was developing it that for myself, after 2 years, I realized, oh, okay, I can do what I want to do for myself, and oh, this is actually better than what I thought. So maybe some people would be interested. And then I started posting in the Vim Reddit and the Mac apps and maybe macOS and maybe Sublime text, like some, if you like no vintages in Sublime, maybe you're gonna blah, blah, blah. And at that time, it was still the alpha. So the alphas were, you could just use that, like if you downloaded an alpha from 3 years ago, you can still use it now. Like there was no license, nothing. It would just, you wouldn't have new moves and new stuff like this. But what I did not like with the Reddit thing for sure is like some unfairness. Like some people would say like, yeah, there's this other app that is much better, and it's a one-time purchase or something. And the thing is that it's not better. It's different. Or like some people would say like, I saw like recently they would say like, why the hell would you pay for something like this? There's like sketchyvim that is open source and free. Yeah, but sketchyvim only works in text inputs that are accessible. KINDAvIM is like a layer that remove, like whether it's accessible, it's not accessible, whether you're in your email, those are like very different tools. So when those comments happen, I just feel like this is a little bit unfair, because it feels like the person who's writing they haven't tried them. So it's just like, it's a little bit like the people who complain about the open source or like not being open source, and then they just move on to a next post where they complain about something else. So that part I find, because I think I'm quite okay with if the criticism is valid, and sometimes it's totally okay to be like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to. I have the case quite often with Wooshy, which is the app where you go click anywhere. People ask me for the label mode, so I don't like the homerow thing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because Wooshy is like you type where you want to go. So you want to go to the close, but there is no label. And people ask me for the label, and I'm like, yeah, sorry, like use homerow. I'm not going to build a label. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in for myself. Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah, I was saying this because like I think if it's valid criticism, I'm okay with this, and I'm okay to say like, yeah, no, it's gonna be my time and my energy, and I'm really not good at working on stuff I don't want to work on. The apps are not a business. They're like what we talked last. For me, there's like when I was doing music. Well, now it's just I'm doing software, or when I write some short story. Well, to me, it's like a self-expression. That's why all the vulgarity and all this stuff. I don't want to have a job. What's the point? What's the point of doing my own thing if I cannot do my own thing? There's no point.
Yeah. So
if it's to get a few more customers, but then you're a slave to your customers, what's the point?
Yeah, makes sense. That's one of the points. Like, it's not professional. It insults you. It's vulgar, and it's not Karen friendly.
This is really good. It's not Karen friendly.
Yeah. So, what's up with that? Like,
I think, I can't. I was thinking about this like before doing the record, like last week or something. I was wondering because one guy on GitHub wrote, like something perverted, like this perverted app and stuff, and I was like, what? And so because the thing is when I think you have to see. Oh, can I show my screen?
Yep. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll switch to it.
Okay. Yeah, it's because there's some kind of playing with it's again, it's like very personal. I'm sure almost nobody noticed this, and but so I started with KINDAvIM, right? And then you can see like, so the icon is supposed to represent like the quote character, right? But it looks like so it kind of looks like a cartoonish kind of like some sort of personification or something. And then when I started building Wooshy, I was like, I'm gonna make this kind of like a family. So it ended up like
it looks like a little face, right?
Right. So and even you can see if you check the Twitter, the way it's kind of described, it ended up like KINDAvIM is like kind of the big brother, and Wooshy and Scrolla, they're like the little twins, and even the icons. Okay, this is slow here, but like even the icons, you can see like KINDAvIM is like stern, is more like the big cold. It's black. It's kind of like it's the big cold brother, and Wooshy and Scrolla, they're like kind of the funny. Not funny, but like funny, or they're the cute little twins, brother and sisters, right? So like this is the strict conflicts, and so Wooshy, Scrolla is free, but Wooshy, there's the same system as not the same system, but these are so like one coffee a month, and Wooshy is gonna beg you like nicely, like, oh, I'm so tired, like I need a coffee and stuff. But KINDAvIM is kind of insulting you so he's like the stern big brother, and it doesn't work from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. And when you try to use Vimotion during that time, it insults you from the menu bar. But it's not even, to be honest, it's not really, when I checked again, it's not really insulting. It's just like saying like, oh, you barbarian, like this is like this is like
it's not even MF. It doesn't even include MF. Nowhere.
It doesn't.
It's just baby insults.
So it's still like very
family friendly.
Crime against humanity. And the only thing that I saw after that I kind of forget is like, when you go to the license thing, it's like there is something like, oh, if you want to abuse KINDAvIM 24/7, buy a coffee, and then the button is like, oh yeah, I want to abuse KINDAvIM so bad, or like something. Which I actually at the time I found funny. Now maybe I should update it, but it's just like, and some people think it's like perverted. Okay, sure, but to me at the time it made me laugh. Now maybe I should change it, but not because of their comments. Just I should make it, I think, more. It's in the list of. Wait, let me see if I can add new insults. I kind of want to replace it and replace the insults and make them more hardcore. Actually,
yeah.
I think the insults are like too soft currently, and then I want to abuse KINDAvIM so bad. It's there's a mismatch between the insult and this, so I think I need to review. That's going to be part of the marketing revamp or something. Yeah. So yeah, some
So what
people
was the
find
comment
this,
like? Perverted app or stuff like that?
let me. I'm sure that there was. Well, I think it's something with. Wait, maybe it's still in the open. There was something. I think it's this one. I'm pretty sure there was. I'm sorry for like. Yeah. Look.
Yeah, let me switch there.
Yeah. I want to abuse was repulsive. This perverse messaging and bizarre trial constraint leaves me unable to take this software seriously. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's switch back to your screen. It's tough, man. I switch back to where both of us are.
Yeah.
People get offended by everything. I don't know, man.
But again, if you share, for example, can you share my screen?
Yep.
I'm gonna hide the guy. But for example, so again, like somebody says this, and like, for example, this thing of that I was showing you, like the add new insults, that comes from a comment from YouTube. Somebody saying something about the trial, how it was like shit and stuff, and I was like, oh, and they would also never buy the app, and I was like, it just made me think of adding new like updating the insults. So like, oh, thank you. Like, I'm kind of trying to joke with this, but I'm also going to use this. But for example, that person was complaining about like that is perverted and stuff. So okay, I send them to the alternatives and then tell yeah, this if that doesn't solve your problem, sure. But they're also complaining about other things, which I'm asking, like trying to solve their, like, to genuinely answering their issue, and they just never answer. So this is a little bit at least, I don't know, answer the thing, like, and we can solve some problems also. Yeah, I'm that part is a little bit it's that bothers me more, like the fact that they find this like dumb, and that's totally fine, but like that they ask, it's like, yeah, and this thing is not even centered on my screen. Like, are you hiding the menu bar? Maybe that's they never answer. So yeah, that part I'm a bit
yeah, and the real question is, do you want people like that as users, right? So
no,
I guess
yeah, definitely not.
it's a good filter, the insults and all that. If people agree with
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
it's users that you want to have, But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it works
Again, again, it's like you need to find your own balance, and I think I'm, to be honest, I think on that part I'm like quite good. I'm having fun with the home thing, but at the same time, my threshold is very low. Like I 99, even like this, even like my time is 95% spent on me fully choosing what I want to do, when I want to do it, and but the 5% missing, they still bother me, which is a little bit. So that threshold is it's yeah, kind of low, but I'm still. So on the one hand, I think I'm still good at finding the good thing. Like I was telling you, when people tell me why is that a subscription, like they did after the DevOps
that's
tool
a topic that I want to cover.
Yeah,
that's a big problem that people have, right?
The subscription thing. Yep. Yeah, but then like I answered this last year and like 2 years ago, and this is a good opportunity to explain again and make myself clear, plus to other people, plus to myself.
What's the answer to that? Why is it subscription based? So you can refer them to this video.
Yeah, I mean, there's the answer I gave. I can't give. It's not really. There's like I can show you and we can go through the points because it's not. There's no rational. I could tell you like. Um,
Yeah, let me answer it on my side first. Why do I have
sure,
YouTube
sure.
subscriptions? Because I have to eat and I don't care what people think. If you want to get it and support me, it's great. If not, just move on, go to another channel, whatever you want, right? So I have the right to charge for
Sure.
something if I want, right? A product. This is somewhat a product, the channel as well, and all that stuff. So why not? That's my
It's free
answer.
market. Yeah, it's like I could understand. I guess I could understand, but I guess people didn't know. New people don't know this, and I've mentioned this. I'm just thinking about it now. I've mentioned this in the GitHub issue about this, which I told people from the start. This is going to cost one coffee. Like the price is not going to go up. So I guess some people might be afraid that like they get it and then they get used to it, and then one day the price goes triple, and then they're like, oh fuck, I didn't. But from the start, I told people because again, if like you want to talk rationally, and some people on the YouTube comment on the DevOps, like they mention, and I think on the GitHub something like they want to see how much I work like why should I pay you months? How much work do you do? Like
What do you care?
it
Yeah.
makes up like are you my boss? Like this makes absolutely no sense, right? So you can't because and that person wanted to pay one time, and I told him like even and there's some other people say they want to pay 100 US or something like there is no one time price that will cover the amount of work and time and energy that I put into this already. I'm not even talking in the future because and I don't want to use this as a point to tell people, yeah, you should pay me one coffee per month because uh, I have like technically my apps are like abusing the macOS accessibility, so I always have to like. There's always new stuff to check. There's always new apps. Like the next release is gonna add support for like 10 new apps, and then there's those shit Electron apps that use Chromium engine that keeps breaking, and there's always like it's been my day-to-day work for the past 5 years, and to make sure that you who pays one coffee per month, you don't have to think about it. You use it, it works, and there's an update, and it takes care of like new apps and Apple breaking some AX APIs and stuff. My job is to take care of this so that you paying one coffee a month, you have like a smooth experience. Like I don't if I tell someone this, even if I convince them to, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna pay, they're already the wrong customer.
Yep. They don't get it.
It's not
Yeah,
going to
they're not the right customer. Yep.
and like convincing for like 3 US a month. The thing that you should like, I think, hopefully, if people they value their time and energy and pleasure. If you use macOS and you used to your Vim moves and you use the app and you find like, oh shit, this is fun. Like that makes my day-to-day use of macOS better. Is it worth like 3 US a month? Fuck yeah, that's it. And probably that's what happens with a lot of. And I think we talked a bit about this like last time. But so currently there's like I was saying 300 something people, right? And I hear about a few of them once a year to tell me like that they love the thing. Like they just don't want this to disappear. But usually satisfied customers, you don't hear about them. But the
unhappy ones.
10 the 10 people who never gonna buy your products, they're the ones
the
who's
noisy
gonna
ones.
voice their thing. So And yeah, free market. And like I think I'm quite still, in the README of KINDAvIM or Wooshy or Scrolla, you have a list of alternatives. You can go
But
get
there's none.
you can
You put a list there, but it's just a fake list, right? Is there anything similar
I
to
mean
KINDAvIM? Like if I go
no.
to DaVinci Resolve
No, it's not
and I want to
gonna.
use Vim motions there, is there something out there that really
Yeah,
does? No. There's
no.
options for like the
KINDAvIM,
browser and
no.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but the ones I don't link the one I don't have links to the browser ones. I have links more like to karabiner-elements. So if you just want like JK and stuff for your list and stuff, you can build a few of them yourselves. You can, yeah. I, also, like we talked about this last time, I think, but I don't. There's a reason why there's no competitors. This is a very bad business. Like this is not business. Like it's a crazy things to
niche
get
community.
into.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very crazy things to get into.
Yep.
And the amount of work again, like to because the AX APIs are not done for that. So it's like really me, and especially KINDAvIM, like the amount of data that you need to have to be able to make a move. Like I was lucky somehow. It was during COVID or so. I was like stuck in I needed to find something to do, and then okay, I went into it, and then after only like 2 years, like wow, wait, we have this data and this thing and that thing, and I wrap this and blah blah, and wow, we can do this. So it's just not pure luck, but there's a part that yeah, if you think about like how like making money, forget you don't jump into this.
Yeah.
You don't.
Just
Zero.
if you think about macOS, it's a limited audience. Then if you think about Vim, it's even more limited. Now combine
Smaller.
those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, macOS and Vim, it's a pretty small niche community. So there's no one-time payment. Then, well, you do have like a yearly payment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's gonna be like if you stop paying, then it goes back to insulting you in the mornings.
Yeah.
So it's still 5 to 1. I think it's 5 to 1 p.m. Because that was when I was sleeping.
But it's the
so
exact
1 p.m.
same thing.
Yeah, is a bit.
It's the exact same thing that if you go to Netflix and complain that why is Netflix not free, right? Like, man, if you want to use Netflix, pay for it. If you don't, just move on and go and use something else. But okay,
it's free market, right? It's free market. So exactly like you. And when I tell this to people, I don't mean it like in a mean way. When I like I'm not holding a patent. Like you can really research and you can do what I did. It's just you can build it. I mean, if you don't want to pay it's just build it or use something. And that was the issue when I was telling you, like when I switched back to closed source, right? Because I was like, okay, no open source support, plus the fact that how I approach, like I was telling you this thing of, I think people have the right to ask, and I have the right to ignore, but I kind of feel guilty so it's my own problem, but okay, still. So I would get requests from people telling me, yeah, I can't make it work. Like they got the source, they cannot make it work. So I would just copy paste, the link, and I would send, like, I don't do any open source support. So you can buy a license. Oh yeah,
why?
but like, I don't want to. Okay, so here's the list of alternatives. Oh yeah, but KINDAvIM works better. So only after this, I'll be like, okay, man. Like then basically you just want the thing without paying without doing the effort. So
you just want the free
I'm not
thing. You don't care about open source. You care about it being free,
and you don't want to do the effort and stuff. So I'm sorry. Like, okay, then I'm okay ignoring after this. But it's like hundreds of things. Like things keep repeating. So I close the source, and then I know it's, but I have to take care of myself, right? So I close the source, and after this, I'm totally okay to ignore the messages.
Man, your internet is
yeah.
shit. Your camera looks like shit sometimes, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's fine.
Maybe it's just my face. We have a typhoon here. I don't know if it's maybe it's breaking some cable somewhere.
Okay, now regarding the question to inspect the code, no, the software auditing company. Have you ever thought about that or no? I know it's more money, it's more work, it's a lot of stuff that would be getting involved. So have you thought about that?
I've seen that for like a online software, but no, I haven't thought about this for like Mac apps. No, I don't know why. I thought like because online you can like test endpoints, and in the binary app it's a little bit it's different. But like I guess that could be something.
Okay,
something to think about.
Yep. I don't care. I just wanted to cover my bases, because there's people that want to ask about that, So I don't know if I trust you. I don't know if I trust you or not, but what choice do I have, right?
I'm French. You should not.
French,
right?
cheap. Yeah.
With cheap bastards.
Now, we covered the questions that I had here. Is there anything else you want to discuss?
So we've been through your list.
Yep.
Already? No.
Yep.
Wow. I don't know, because I was talking and then it goes in several directions. So I mentioned the closed source stuff. Was there something else?
The subscription, closed source. Yep.
Yeah, the subscription. Let me check the. There was so somebody asked on the. Oh, we could talk a little bit about the last release of KINDAvIM. I did the integration with Karabiner, and it seems to be working pretty well.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking for the one. Oh no, that's somebody else asking again. Why subscription model? Because like when I was writing, I can tell you a summary, because I started telling like that person needs to understand that this is not logical. I can explain why that came with like 328, the 328 price. And
what about the brew installation? Why so serious is saying there? What do you mean the brew installation? Why so serious? That we didn't have a command to install and brew? Because if you went to the documentation like a couple months ago, there was no brew installation command. Like you didn't know if the brew package was the real one, or if you were installing like a Trojan or something. You had no idea. But that was implemented recently, thanks to me, right?
Yeah.
Why did you add it?
The dogs got a little bit better. Why did I add it?
Yep.
Because that made sense. I didn't. Yeah, like if I mean, there's a bunch like the dogs. It's part of the. There's this thing that I have in my list, which is like, okay, I need to focus on like the marketing, right? Which is like I should redo the site. The videos are like a bit old, like the character windows is like huge, which is not the case anymore. Like I should redo but so the docs is also part of not really marketing, but it's the docs could definitely be better. But I kind of always postpone. I'm more like excited about working on the back end of KINDAvIM. And when you mentioned, I think at first it wasn't even in homebrew, and then somebody mentioned like, yeah, developers, come on, they install like even apps through homebrew. So it's like, oh yeah, okay. So I added it there. But it was like, okay, people, they may try, or if they use homebrew, great. If they don't, it's fine. But I think you're the first one who told me, like, hey, what about if somebody is kind of impersonating? How do people know it's the real? And I just never really thought about this. So when you mentioned this, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense to make it clear. So even I make it clear. I think there's your name, no, in the
yeah,
and there's a link to your. Are you making money from
you?
install? Yeah, exactly. This page has been requested by linkarzu, and then it links to your YouTube because he's a baby. Oh my god, this is so fun.
I should be making money out of this. You know what? You should give me $1 per subscription.
Yeah. Wow. I'm already giving $1 to Paddle. They're heavy on okay, maybe not 75 cents, I think.
Now let me show you this. Let me show you this, something that I just discovered right now. Notice that the K works now. Okay.
Oh.
The K, I can type the K and it works, but look at what happens when I do this. Settings here, because I set it enter normal mode to escape. But if I set it to KJ, could it be related to this? Let's see. Then I set it to 120. And let's see.
I mean, I never got the.
Nope. Oh.
So I think there's something else taking over. So I don't know. Kanata.
I have to press it twice. Let me see.
So I think something is. You have another app.
Yeah, Kanata. That is
taking
everything.
care of the first key or something. I will check for sure, but I never had the command. And there's automated tests for this, and it's working.
Oh, but I can type it twice. I don't care, because let me show you something. All of the videos that I have been recording, they have an uppercase K everywhere. If I need to add a K, because I cannot type a freaking lowercase K. But if I need to type it double, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure it's related to Kanata. Yeah, it's weird. Kanata, KINDAvIM, there's something going on in there.
But didn't you mention that Kanata is using Karabiner in the background?
Kanata is using the Karabiner driver in the background.
Maybe so it's not using Karabiner's complex modification things.
No, just the driver.
It's using its own. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
I will check.
Okay. Now, chat. The only person that is in chat is Why So Serious. Any questions that chat has? Or any other topics that you want to talk about, G?
Well, let me write this. Any other topic? I don't have anything in mind now. Oh, maybe just a little bit like there's a guy. So I've released the integration with Karabiner.
Okay.
Right, for like Scrolla first, and then because there were some keys hot coded for a guy, so it was a good time to remove them and like go through Karabiner. So like, and I like to release new stuff through Scrolla first because I think it's like less used maybe, and it's like free. So if I fuck up something, I'm like, yeah, it's free app, so you can't expect too much, right? So, but like Scrolla, and then after I release in Wooshy, and then in KINDAvIM, and yes, some people are like linking like.
But what is it for? Can you explain that integration, the karabiner-elements integration? What is it for?
So it's gonna be to remap keys, like so. Some there's some examples in the because.
You wanna show it?
I don't. Let me.
Or just
because
I don't understand the
use it.
concept. Just let me know. Because if I needed to create mappings, I did it in Karabiner. Because I used Karabiner for a long time, like a year maybe, and I had a lot of crazy
Yeah.
complex stuff there. But is it
So
like an interface to create mappings, or what?
So no, so like what KINDAvIM does is like it exposing variables to karabiner. So in karabiner, you can now say, okay, if I'm in visual mode on Safari, replace when I press Q, open a new tab. So you can basically remap. And so there were kind of two issues that I had in the past with KINDAvIM, because when I started, like, keyboards are like quite hard to deal with. Like, there's like hardware key codes, virtual key codes. There's like ANSI keyboards, ISO keyboard. It's kind of a messy thing. And when I started like dealing with this, I was, okay, you know what? I'm just going to focus on what I use, which is like US keyboard. And then I got like some people saying, oh, on the French keyboard, there's some keys that don't work because when you press a combination of like shift and something, it's some American, you're going to use shift, French, you're not going to use shift. Is very messy. So I focus on American. And then maybe finally a few months ago, I expanded this to every kind of keyboard layout, but there was still, so that part was solved, but there was still an issue where people would be like, yeah, I want to remap, you know, like Vim remapping, like rather than, I don't know, like I don't even know, because I don't like custom things. I use the basic, but maybe rather than CIW, they want to press one key that does this instead. So now you can do this through Karabiner. So KINDAvIM exposes those variables, and then you tell in your complex modification, you can say, okay, when I'm in normal mode. So if you don't care about all the Karabiner options first, you just focus on KINDAvIM. You could say like, okay, when I'm in normal mode and I press Q, it does
DIW or something.
Yeah, it does CIW, for example. Yeah. But when I'm in visual mode and I press Q, it does like something else.
Oh, okay.
So you can create different mapping according to KINDAvIM's mode. But then, because Karabiner comes with its own whole set of like options and stuff, you can basically do a lot of, you can say like, yeah, only when I'm in normal mode on Safari, then you map that key or those keys to like this thing, and then you can basically do whatever you want. So it's like pretty cool. And some guy, because there's this new part, which is the integration with Karabiner, but there is also a JSON file where it's been there for like maybe 2 years or so, like where I expose currently I only expose the current Vim mode. So you can watch this with Hammerspoon, and then you can send to like whatever you want. So this guy, he's posting quite a lot on GitHub currently. He's been like connecting KINDAvIM with Sketchy Bar. So like his bar changes according to KINDAvIM's mode, and then he's using like MimeStream, the email client, and he's going all around his boxes and everything, all through keyboard remapping, like KINDAvIM Karabiner remapping. So
really?
like he's so it's like if he's and because he's using Hammerspoon to check also like the accessibility role of the thing. So he's been doing like okay, if he's on a list and he press this key in normal mode, then he's changing email box. But if he's inside the text, the composer, then the guy is just like having fun, kind of controlling his whole email client. And even I was like, wow, for this, I build Wooshy for this to go on UI elements, but he's remapping the whole thing through KINDAvim and karabiner just to do everything through Vim moves. So that's yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So that integration was quite and funnily it's it took like I've been asked about this for maybe since the beginning, and I started developing my own remapping in Scrolla first, and it took me 6 months of work. Like I was pulling my hair; it was like a fucking nightmare. And then at the end, somebody mentioned like the variables in karabiner, and I was, what? And then the integration with karabiner took a few weeks. This is like just crazy. And even like few weeks is because I want to have like automated tests to make sure that everything works properly. But the code itself was like a couple of lines. It was like, why it took me so long to just understand that was right there. Crazy.
Oh yeah, karabiner is really
It's quite
complex,
funny.
man. A really complex tool.
Yeah, but it's me. I mean, like, yeah, I
It's
didn't know
amazing.
enough, and the integration is very easy. It's actually quite simple because they have the CLI that you just call with some variables, some JSON syntax thing, and I just because I don't use it for like I don't custom things for myself. I didn't have the need, and I thought it would be way more complicated than this, but no. And it's very cool to and I've been like donating to the karabiner. I've been donating to Hammerspoon and karabiner for like some years, I think already. And that's very cool for me to push this to that's, it's like great tool, well done, tested, used by a lot of people. So like if I had to, and it's providing so much stuff, like you can remap according to your input layout, the language, the physical brand of your keyboard. Like it's just crazy the amount of work that I would have to do to
all
reach that
that.
thing. It's just another tool. Yeah, it's just another tool completely. So that was very cool to be able to integrate with this. And it's opening. Yeah, I'm quite. It's interesting because I'm excited and happy, but also a little bit. It's not really fearful, but because when somebody asks something about KINDAvim, I can answer right away because I know the whole thing. But now that if somebody asking something that is related to karabiner, I feel like, wow, sometimes, that feeling where you can't even say like, you can't even tell people that's not possible. Like you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you don't know enough. And that part is a little bit scary. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is getting out of my control, so it's a little bit. But then I see people like doing their stuff and like sharing and telling me like, oh, I'm able to do that. This is crazy. This is so fun. So I'm like, wow, okay, cool.
Yeah, I didn't know.
This is getting out of my hands. Yeah. Which is like it's cool and scary at the same time.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah.
All right, G. I have to drop. Thanks for
All right.
being here. Is there any final thing that you wanna say?
I didn't think about anything, but like if same thing, I'm like if people, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you. Second time, I hope there's gonna be more time.
Yeah, we
more
can
times.
just chat like this, just
Yeah,
chat.
no, this is very cool.
Yeah.
How long it's been?
It's been
2 hours already, almost. Shit.
Yeah, well, an
1
hour
hour
and a half.
half.
Yeah, you don't feel the time when you're with me, right?
No, not at all. But yeah, I mean, same thing. Like, I remember you asking me last time if I was planning to sell the apps, and this is still not part of the plans. I'm planning to build this for as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting harder. Like this part is kind of true. It's getting hard. Like I've released an update for Wooshy some days ago, and it took me like weeks to, because the Apple changed like the menu bar system, and they're giving less information. I don't know if they're like just trying to the privacy thing again to just keep data, because they use that data just for themselves, but they don't allow third party developers to have it. So I find it's getting harder and harder to deal. So I don't know if they do it on purpose, or it's just like the new developers that develop macOS and iOS, or like it feels like the new release, they want to make it look cool, but there's a lot of like broken things. So luckily I've been able to go around that thing. So I hope it's gonna last for some time. But yeah, the plan is still to, I'm currently using the Mac. I want to keep this going. I keep the apps updated. There's going to be a new release from KINDAvIM soon with like maybe 10, 12 new apps supported. There's going to be plugins later, but I need to think about, that's going to be the big next thing. Yeah. People can reach out always.
Okay.
I'm glad to, talk. And that's my main thing. So like, yeah, it's not like I have a job that if people answer, or they write something, I'll most probably within the same day, I'll
respond.
Get in touch. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's very cool to be close to your users.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
Stay small and be close. Thank you.
No,
it was a
thanks
pleasure.
to you, man.
Always.
Really appreciate it. And just
welcome.
The final thing that I want to do is thank the CEOs, because I have memberships. Well, but you decide not to get it. So, but I have a CEO, Web23, web23.com. I always leave the credits here in the video, right? So you won't see them. I'm a pro, man. So yeah, just wanted to do that. And thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Sure.
Hope we meet soon again, man.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Have a nice day, man.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.